What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. When Brooke puts pressure on Ridge to bring back HFTF, does Steffy lose it? According to the Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester is under pressure from Brooke Logan to reinstate Hope Logan's HFTF line. Will it, however, lessen the hurt of being called a slut? In any case, what will Steffy Forrester think of this?
Meow.
HFTF and Steffy. In an attempt to win over his new bride, Ridge revives Hope for the future while Steffy is away from the FC action. What might go wrong? According to BNB's fall preview, Hope's line might return since, really, what else is there for Hope to do at FC? Deke Sharp has been promoting himself as a designer at FC, which is just fueling the flames. He is the son of Deacon Sharp and wants to gain experience in the LA fashion house after graduating from design school. Is Deke going to design HFTF? Deke begged his father to speak well of Brooke, who has a child with Deke's half-sister, Hope. Can you see where this is headed? This might be Brooke's most recent attempt to irritate Steffy, who she has never missed an occasion to do so. Considering the factors, we anticipate that Brooke and Hope will propose a hope for the future reunion with Deke on board. With a brother-sister combo running a major line, the publicity alone would be fantastic. Deke has returned with a purpose. Deke is not yet a lead designer. He could be mentored by Zen Forrester Dominguez, and Hope would undoubtedly like having her brother around. She would also have someone else on her anti-Steffy team. Not so quick. However, considering Hope for the future's prior performance, Ridge might obstruct all of this. In addition, Ridge would provoke his daughter if he reinstated Hope's line without Steffy's consent. Imagine this. When Steffy returns to Los Angeles, she discovers that 1. Luna is still alive and 2. Her competitor has returned to the catbird seat. Warm will keep you updated on this possible dumpster fire, and the Bold and the Beautiful suggests that Steffy and Hope may soon have a disagreement. It wasn't just fashion, fate, or corporate image when Brooke Logan persuaded Ridge Forrester to re-evaluate the revival of Hope for the future. It was also about power, loyalty, family legacies, and the ever-present triangle of Brooke, Ridge, and Taylor that had influenced every decision made inside Forrester Creations for decades. This time, it was also about Steffy Forrester, her pride, her control over the fashion house, and the deep sting she always felt whenever Brooke inserted herself into the business with that manipulative smile and the not-so-subtle implication that Ridge should do the right thing, which in Logan speak typically meant putting her daughter Hope Logan above everyone else. Ridge stood at his drafting table in the Forrester design office, sketchbook in hand but mind a million miles away, while Brooke purred in his ear about how the HFTF line wasn't just a brand, but a movement, a vision that inspired young women. Brooke argued with all the fervor of a woman who had spent her life fighting for her children in the shadow of Stephanie Forrester's disdain and now Steffy's barely concealed contempt, reminding Ridge of the glorious days when Hope's line carried weight in the press, when photo shoots sparkled with optimism, when Liam Spencer would gush about how HFTF represented something bigger than any one person. However, Ridge, torn between his eternal weakness for Brooke's pleas and his knowledge of the simmering rage this would ignite in Steffy, could hardly respond because he knew deep down that giving Brooke what she wanted, reinstating Hope's line, would mean betraying Steffy, undermining her leadership, and reopening the festering wound of the Logan-Forrester divide. Meanwhile, Steffy was away on a purported business retreat that also served as an opportunity for her to regain her composure after endless drama with Sheila Carter, Luna Nozawa, and the fallout from Finn's shifting loyalties. She was unaware that back at the FC boardroom, her father was already considering adding gasoline to the fire of her long-standing rivalry with Hope. The irony was cruel because Steffy had worked tirelessly to shut down HFTF because it wasn't profitable, because it was Hope's vanity project, and because she wanted to re-establish Forrester as a cutting-edge fashion house founded on couture rather than charity messaging. Steffy was infuriated by the idea that Ridge might give in to Brooke's pressure while she was out of town, but Brooke was more concerned with results than timing, so she leaned in close to Ridge and whispered that this was also about family healing and giving their daughter Hope something constructive after so much personal heartbreak with Liam, Thomas, and the scandalous betrayal by Luna. Ridge, in spite of himself, imagined the headlines. Forrester revives Hope for the future with next-gen design star Deke Sharp under Zen's guidance. And sure, it sounded audacious and looked good on paper, but it also complemented Brooke's theory that fate was at play once more and that the Forresters and Logan's offspring were destined to rule together. Ridge, however, was also aware of Steffy's exact reaction. She would lose it, blow up, and accuse Brooke, Hope, and him of plotting to remove her authority, reducing her to a figurehead, and humiliating her in her own family's business. There was truth to that, as Steffi had fought her way into the CEO position, resisted Eric's occasional meddling, and sacrificed her marriage multiple times for the company, and yet her father was about to pull the rug out from under her just because Brooke fluttered her lashes and used the word destiny. To make matters worse, Brooke took pleasure in Steffi's instability, and enjoyed seeing her break under pressure because it made her think of Stephanie. The question of whether Steffi would lose it wasn't rhetorical. It was inevitable because her reaction would be explosive when she returned to Los Angeles and learned that HFTF was back and that her father had allowed it to happen while she was away. She would scream matches in the boardroom, slam sketchbooks, accuse Ridge of being unfaithful, accuse him of betraying his daughter for Brooke once more, and accuse Hope of being nothing more than a parasite living off of Forrester resources. Steffi, who already harbored resentment toward Finn's softening toward Luna and about Liam sniffing around Hope once more, would push Liam into another tug-of-war between Hope and Steffi as the women's rivalry grew more intense. Behind the drama, young Deke Sharp lingered with quiet ambition, knowing that his debut as a designer could ride the coattails of this chaos, that being tied to Hope's brand could make him a household name, and that the fallout would be deeply personal rather than just corporate. She might find herself at the breaking point, possibly storming out of the company or threatening to launch her own independent line. Hope, encouraged by this new alliance, would finally feel vindicated after years of being written off as inferior to Steffi's real fashion, and Brooke, ever the strategist, saw in him both protection and leverage because if Steffi attempted to cancel HFTF again, it would appear as though she was undermining her own cousin's child. As the soap opera world whirled, fans could already envision the epic confrontations. In the Forrester boardroom, Steffi barged in and demanded answers. Hope resisted and called her a bully. Brooke said that Ridge made the right decision for the future. Ridge stumbled to maintain order. Thomas was pulled in all directions. Eric was appalled by the never-ending family arguments, and even Liam was hiding in the background, spotting an opening. Because to Steffi, every business decision is personal, every Logan victory is a slap in the face, and every act of Ridge's weakness is a reminder that no matter how strong she gets, Brooke always finds a way to slither back in and tip the scales. She will lose it when Brooke pressures Ridge to bring back hope for the future. Bill Spencer surely planned his own manipulations to take advantage of the chaos, and he was prepared to jump in and play savior to whichever woman appeared most vulnerable. Tragically, none of them see the wider picture, which is that this cycle of betrayal, retaliation, and sabotage only serves to keep Forrester Creations a battlefield where no one really prevails. However, that is the essence of the bold and the beautiful, where rivalry and rage coexist with love and fashion, and one woman's success is always another's breaking point.